And we are
it is.
live! Welcome everybody to Chapter 1 Chat, or Chapter 1Con Chat, both either. This is a place where we come monthly to discuss writing-related things. Our topic tonight is social media, and we're going to go around and introduce ourselves really, really quick, and then get right into questions. So, alphabetically, I believe that starts with Ariel.
Hi. You can just hear my voice, not see my face, but I'm Ariel Kaladi. I'm the Associate Online Administrator for Chapter 1Con. I guess I'm a junior now in Sarah Lawrence College, and I do writing and online administrating. So, yeah.
Then Brett.
Alright, my name's Brett Jonas. I am one of our 2 creative consultants here at Chapter 1 Conference, and I am a writer. I write young adult fantasy typically, although I've branched out into superheroes. And I go to community college part-time, so just, 1 or 2 classes a semester. And I also work at my family business. I think that's about it.
That's awesome. Okay, so I think that goes to me. I can do the alphabet. My name is Emma Ryan. I am the Tumblr master here at Chapter 1Con. I run the Chapter 1Con Tumblr. I'm also one of the original early members of the group that started on an old, smaller writing website that grew into the first conference. And I love everybody here, and they're all my really good friends. And I like to talk books and writing and fun things with them. That's why I'm here. And I'm also in charge tonight because Julia is busy.
Was she busy or was her computer having issues?
Both.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I thought. Or maybe it was just computers.
I think it's the computer issues. I think her computer didn't work. So. Go, Emma!
Okay, sorry.
Okay, so I am Kira Brighton, and I am a senior at BYU, Idaho. I'm graduating in July, so I am what am I now? I am the Master of Marketing, which means that I'm in charge of marketing. So, and I also write YA novels and stuff. So, yay!
Excellent. So we're going to go into the first question right away. So, what social media networks do you guys use? Do you want to go alphabetically or reverse alphabetically?
Let's just stick to alphabetical.
Yeah. Okay, what social media networks? Okay, I guess I use a lot of them. I use Gmail. Oh wait, that's not a social media network. Facebook, Twitter. Yeah, Google Plus. Yeah, I technically have a Google Plus, but it hates me.
I was gonna say it hates us.
I just use Facebook, Twitter, and Tumblr. That's it. I do writerly connections through Twitter, and then read about books or whatever on Tumblr. So. Yeah.
I use similar.
Yeah. I guess I technically have others, but I use them once every 6 months, so I'm not going to count them.
Yeah, so on an everyday basis, I use Twitter. I have a Facebook, but it's mostly personal stuff and catching up with family. I actually only got it so I could join a Bible study closed Facebook group. So mostly Twitter for writing. And I'm on Pinterest a lot. I have lots of inspiration boards on Pinterest. I generally count that in as social media because it's, that time suck that I generally associate with social media. And I'm on Instagram. I'm not on Tumblr. I think I have a Tumblr, but I don't understand it. Sorry, Emma.
I'll make you one. It's all right. I'll make you one.
I have one because one of my critique. Yeah, one of my critique partners made me get one. But I don't know how it works.
Send me one. You should send it to me, and I follow you, and then I can tell you which blogs to follow. It's really all about following. We can talk about this more later. It's really all about following good blogs.
Sounds good. But I think it's just Booksquirt there. I'm Booksquirt everywhere, but I don't know. Yeah. So just basically for writing, I use Twitter and Pinterest. Twitter to make writerly connections and to talk about Chapter 1Con and all that other stuff, and then Pinterest for novel inspiration. I have tons of boards, and one of them has like my random character prompts board has like over 5,000 pins already. So I love that board. But yeah, I think that's about it for writing, and yeah.
Awesome. I have, my main ones are Twitter and Tumblr, but I had a really, really, like, well-maintained Pinterest for a really long time, and then I think I sort of just, like, moved over to Tumblr, because I started to, like, see a lot of, like, screen caps of, like, Tumblr posts on Pinterest, and then I just sort of...
There's a ton of that.
Oh, yeah.
I took, like, a 6-month break from, like, most social media these past 6 months, ending my senior year because school got really, really crazy and hard, and I was graduating and everything. So that I'm just now starting to sort of get back in the swing of things, learning all the memes, just trying to get back to it. I'm using Facebook a little bit more, not for anything writerly at all. My Facebook is pretty private to like me and like people I know more or less in real life. I think I'm Facebook friends with all of you guys because I've met you all.
Yeah.
But I don't like socialize on there with people I don't know. It's mostly Twitter and Tumblr for me, I'd say.
All right. I adore social media. It means I get to talk to people without having to deal with them, actually.
Yes.
So I have a good few of them. I have Facebook, which, like you guys said, mostly for people I know in real life. Twitter is a ton of social justice and writing community stuff. I love Twitter. I have Pinterest. That's fandom stuff on Pinterest and some of the inspiration board artsy stuff. I have a Tumblr for lots and lots of fandom stuff. I especially have been posting a lot of the Scarlet Witch and Vision from the Avengers. My OTP.
I love that.
So they're all over. Then I have a Goodreads because books.
Goodreads. I forgot Goodreads.
Yeah.
Oh, I just
wish I had Instagram.
I totally forgot to talk about Goodreads. I just started using it, and I really like it.
I love Goodreads.
Yeah,
I love Goodreads.
Fun. But yeah, I wish I had Instagram or Snapchat, but I don't because my mom won't get me a smartphone. So.
Oh. Yeah. I have an Instagram and a Snapchat too, but they're like lame, so I'm not gonna advertise them.
I'm not doing Snapchat. You won't get me doing Snapchat. Sorry.
I used to be that way too, and it's honestly not that bad. It's kind of like glorified texting.
I have Snapchat, but only because
I'll stick with texting.
Has it and she wants attention. So basically, my sister forced me to just look at her Snapchat. That's it.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, so here's a good question, and I think this sort of is sort of a nice segue into the next thing. We almost already touched on it too. Do you have different social media accounts for different things? I.e., do you have a private Facebook account for your like life and stuff, and then Twitter for networking, or do you have multiple Twitters or multiple Facebooks, things like that, to sort of differentiate like writerly life, like work life almost, and private life?
Well, I mean, like I have like side blogs on Tumblr, I guess. Like I have like the main one where I just post fandoms, and then I have a poetry one. I guess. I was thinking of starting one just for the Raven Cycle, because I'm obsessed with the Raven Cycle now, but I'm not going to get into that, because then I'll be here for like 40 years.
Yeah.
Same though.
I guess that's it. It's just like, you know, back when I was using Pinterest more, I had like one Pinterest for like my regular life and the other Pinterest for like posting stuff about books or whatever. But yeah, that's all I can think of.
For me, it's all under one thing. So my coworker will like randomly tell me, he'll be like, I saw those pins on Pinterest, and I'm like, oh no. And like another coworker's wife randomly favorites my tweets, and it's just like it's all connected, which is sometimes nice when I want to like share a big update. Like, I just got a short story accepted into an anthology, so like I just was able to post that on one, and it got everywhere, which was nice. But then there's other times where I'm like, sometimes I wish was separate, but is what it is. I've kind of created just one account everywhere, and that's where I do everything. So for better or for worse, that's what I do.
Yeah. Okay, so one really quick question just for the group. It's kind of a yes or no before we go on. Somebody from Twitter asked if any of us use DeviantArt.
No, I'm not very
Nope.
good with art.
I mean, I used to look at it to see fan art.
Yeah. See, I've been on it
like,
to know about the fan art, but I've never used it as
I've been on it to see. Yeah, I've been on to see some of Hale's stuff, but never actually done anything with it myself.
Mm-hmm. I believe that was I believe that's who asked the question, actually. So.
I know. That's why I said her name. Hi, Hales.
Okay. And so in regards to the last question, jumping back to that, I don't have any social media that's different between like my writing self and my regular self. I just don't use things like Facebook for writerly type things. I don't use stuff for Twitter as much for personal stuff. Like I've had personal conversations with people I know in real life on my Twitter, but there's no real distinct line. I did used to have a pen name. I used to go by Jesse Bryan, and I have an really old Twitter I don't use anymore for that. So
I think you followed me with that one. I was really confused.
Yeah. Yeah, I made a new one because I kind of decided like I'm old enough to not use that anymore for protection. So. And then Kira, do you do that at all, or do you like differentiate your social medias, or is it all just you?
Sorry, I think my thing's being a little glitchy. Of course it is. It's Google. But the only one that I keep separate is Facebook. On Facebook, I have a private account and I have a but other than that, it's all Kira Brighton, off girl person. So.
Yeah. Okay. So next question is, what social media networks have you found to be the most useful as a writer?
Twitter.
Yeah, Twitter by far.
Yeah, absolutely. Hands down.
Yeah.
I didn't expect it to be Twitter, but yeah.
I mean, we all met on Twitter, and
I was gonna say that's how I met all of you guys. So.
Yeah. Well, we all
I
met
guess
on Twitter.
if Reddit counts as a social media network.
Does it? That's a good question. It's like
forums count.
It's like a social media fixture.
Yeah, I think it's like the early 2000s version of that, where they would be like forums. Like, this is not quite the same.
Well, we know about forums. Oh, do like things like it just occurred to me. Do things like Figment and like Young Writers Program and Wattpad count as social media?
I think they're like sort of a hybrid thing. Because like, they give you your own pages, and you can like put your own name and whatever, and you have messaging and stuff like that. But at the same time, it's not quite that. Like, I don't know.
It's weird. It's very much a hybrid because you have your own profile and messages.
It's so moderated.
But it's almost like fanfiction.net too. Like it's about your writing. I don't know. That's weird. It's a good question.
It's like half blog, half social platform.
Yeah.
Because there's like a messaging aspect, but there's also like a discussing with other writers aspect on a lot of them too. So I don't know. I think it's one of those weird half one thing, half another situations.
Yeah.
But going back to the original question, let me look at it really fast. So yeah, any other besides Twitter, anything else been like super notably like useful to you as a writer, social media wise?
Not really. Oh, sorry, Ariel, I cut you off.
No, that's okay. I mean, in terms of like giving me advice, Tumblr's occasionally been useful. Like, they have those big posts that are like, here's 40 billion adjectives you can use or whatever.
Yeah.
Which are sometimes useful. And, like, gives information about social justice and diversity in writing, which is good. But I think, like, Twitter's better for networking and for publishing information. And, like, they also give you information, too. Like, they'll link you to an article or whatever. So,
Right.
like, Twitter is definitely the best for writers. Yeah.
I've done so much more nonfiction reading in the past 6 months than, like I've ever have before. It's all just, like, links from Twitter.
Yeah.
A lot of things on Twitter now.
Yeah, absolutely. Pinterest has been good for me because it gives me so many ideas. Just like all the images, I'm a very visual person, and so for me, all of those images, make a huge difference.
Mm-hmm.
So I can, if I'm stuck, I scroll through my board for that book, or if I need a new idea, I just scroll through my random pin board and like find something, and I come up with a story based on that image. And so yeah, Pinterest and then Twitter for actually getting, developed as a writer. So.
Okay. I love Twitter though.
I do love Twitter. Twitter is my one true love.
For a little bit.
I know. Well, Twitter brought me you guys. Like, how can I not love it?
Yeah, I think that's been the main thing for me as well in terms of like friendships.
Yeah.
Like connections I've made from individual to individual on Twitter have been the most valuable.
I've made so many friends on Twitter that I never would have met, and my writing has improved so much just because of those people that I met on Twitter. Like, nobody has read my stuff, nobody in real life, except for, like, one friend, and Mom's read, like, my first chapter. But, my online friends I've got a couple of critique partners who've read everything, and, like, so without Twitter, I wouldn't have any of that, so...
Sorry, I was just trying to see if we can get Kira back. Oh no, you are back.
She's back.
She's returned.
I was looking at all the group chats, like I wonder if she says anything.
Like, where'd she go?
You've returned. Okay, good. So we will move on to the next question, which is, what's the best thing that has happened to you because of using social media as a writer? And we just kind of touched on that. But
We did.
Ariel and Kira want to like add to it.
Well, if you count Write It, that's definitely the best thing that happened to me was meeting all of you guys, like, and then Chapter 1Con happening and stuff like that. I think Chapter 1Con is just, like, such a great example of a result of what social media can do.
Yes.
'Cause, like, not to, like, be too marketing and publicity, but, like, we're definitely the best thing that's ever happened as a result of the internet ever.
I think that's modest.
Yeah.
That's realistic, sort of.
I can't think of anything else that's happened that's, like, from social media that's, like, on that level. I mean, yeah, that's probably it. Because Chapter 1Con has led to, like, every job I've had, probably. Oh, yeah.
Oh, wait, every job you've had?
Yeah, because Julia connects me to, like, agents and stuff. So. Yeah, and then, like, I meet people online, like Mike Waters and stuff. I'm like, he's, like, a celebrity of publishing, and I know him through, like, a friend.
Yeah.
It's weird.
I've never heard him called Mike before.
I didn't know how to refer to him.
Out loud? Why are we saying his name out loud?
I didn't know how to refer to him. I call him John Michael in my head.
It's still John in my head. I can't get it to switch. I
If you
can't.
say it 2 more times, he'll appear. That's what I hear. I think for me, the thing outside of like Chapter 1Con and meeting all of you people that social media has brought me has been just a really much better understanding of like the experiences of a more diverse set of people.
Yes.
Just like, and social justice and like being just more socially aware, especially in terms of my writing, because I live in a pretty in a community where everybody's pretty similar. Like I go to Catholic school, like I live in a neighborhood where everybody's pretty much the same. And social media has allowed me to meet people that are like live on opposite ends of the country from me, that live in different socioeconomic situations, that are different races and different religions, which is a big thing for me. Like learning about other religious experiences has been pretty big. So I don't think I would have anything remotely close to those kinds of experiences without social media.
Yeah, same here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The next closest thing would be like books, like reading about people.
Yep. But that's still totally different because, like, I live in Southern Indiana, and I mean we're all the same here. It's it's kind of crazy. Like, there's literally one Asian family that I see sometimes in Walmart, and that is the most diverse it gets.
Right.
And being online, I've met so many people from so many different walks of life, and that has changed who I am as not only just a writer, but as a person. And I see things so differently now than I did before, and it's just made a huge difference for me in just meeting these people and learning about their experiences and how different they are from mine.
Yeah. I think and social media can also cause problems with that as well, because when you get so many people in a room, so to speak, like, things can get really heated, and there can be a lot of tension, and there can be a lot of, like, differing opinions, so there's that component of it. But personally, I haven't seen too much of that in our community.
No.
Like, I think our community on Twitter, at least, especially, is pretty healthy and pretty accepting and educational and good.
Yeah.
I like it.
You do. All right. I'm going to take a look at question number 5, which is, do you have any tips or tricks for cultivating a social media presence as a young writer? And before we get to answering that, I'd just like to ask everybody who's watching, if you want to start tweeting us questions. You may have already started.
Yeah, there was one.
Yeah, and I think there were a few.
We've got a few. All right. So if you want to continue to do that, we're going to start hitting those after we finish this question. So good stuff. All right. So the question was, do you have any tips or tricks for cultivating a social media presence as a young writer?
Well, I guess starting a blog is a good idea. Like, yeah, where you post, like, writing tips and whatever, and reading other writers' blogs is also good.
Mm-hmm. I haven't started doing that yet. Probably should.
That's fine. Yeah. And to do an advice that I don't actually do, actually update your blog regularly.
Yeah.
Am I here? I'm here.
Yeah. Kira's here.
Here's back.
Yeah. And then, I don't know, talk to other writers on Twitter, actually, like, talk to them and follow them and whatever. It's actually not that hard because you don't have to see them in person, so even if you're socially awkward, you can just type things, and if they reject you, then it's Twitter, so who cares? You'll never see them. And also, most writers are friendly, because we're all weird, so.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So for me, I think it's just Twitter, honestly. Find your people on Twitter, and through that, you'll figure out what works for you. So for me, I found like 1 or 2 people that I really liked, and I really agreed with almost everything they said, and I started talking to them and made friends with them. And then I found their friends, the people they were talking to all the time, and I kind of wormed my way into their conversations. And now I'm friends with this whole big circle. I've got a couple circles, but I'm friends with all these people, and it didn't take that much work. And all I had to do was find, the people I wanted to be like, the people I wanted to emulate, and start there and go from there. And it seemed to work for me. So, if you're having trouble finding that 1 or 2 people, check out the writing hashtags. #AmWriting is a good one. That's just a good way to, get in with a lot of people who are writing, because that's a pretty well-used hashtag. But then find the communities like our #Ch1Con, and there's a #StoryDam. There's #KateChat. So find the writing communities, find their hashtags, and through that you can find the people that you're trying to find. And also, like what Ariel said, the blogs are one of our speakers from last year, Ava J. Her blog, Readability, is one of my absolute favorite blogs. I read that one religiously. I don't read very many blogs, but I read all of Ava J's stuff. And so yeah, Twitter and blogs, like Ariel said.
Yeah. Susan Dennard is another one that I believe we've
Yes,
talked about in the past.
yes,
Like a perfect
I love her
that's
blog.
perfect.
That's the other one I follow.
Yeah. All right. And I have pretty much exactly the same thing to say as Brett. Like, and in terms of like sort of, you did a really good job talking about the social part of it, like getting to meet other people and talk to other people, but more on the like almost content creator side of it, where like the things that you're posting, the things that you're bringing to the table, be conscious of the kind of presence you want to put out into the world. Like, do you want to talk about your personal life or do you not? Do you want to be like a person who's funny, or are you a person who wants to like talk about your own experiences or talk about politics? Or you kind of need to ask yourself a lot of questions, like what kind of personality do I want to present to the world, and how professional is it, and how are like publishers, especially if you're a writer, like how are publishers and editors going to look at it and feel about what you're saying? Like,
that's a big deal.
Yeah, if you're being rude or if you're being inflammatory or if you're making not so wise decisions, like it is a social media and it is a public social media for a reason. So not to sound like your mom or your computer apps teacher, but like be careful what you put online, kids.
But actually, as I was applying for a job, and somebody was like, I read your blog and you referred to procrastinating a lot, which, like, gives an unprofessional appearance, and I was like, whoops.
Oh, no.
No.
Oh, I gotta go delete my Tumblr.
Don't put your Tumblr on your resume.
No,
oh my gosh.
Not doing that at all.
I tweet about procrastinating all the time. I should probably stop doing that.
Yeah. Honestly, I look at a lot of like adult writers and a lot of like published writers, and I see some of the things that they post, and I'm like, how are you allowed? Like, how are you allowed to say these things?
Yeah.
All right.
So what are we talking about?
Sorry, Kara.
Just advice for people building like an online social media presence as a writer.
Okay.
Young writer. Because we're young and writers.
I don't know. Go on social media and enjoy it. Follow a lot of people that you're interested in. I find that following people and listening to what they have to say is probably the most rewarding part. So.
Agreed.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to start to go to questions from Twitter, and we're going to get a few done, and then we're going to be finished up, because we started late, but we're also going to need to wrap up soon. So, Emily Reeves. So, at Emily M. Reeves on Twitter has a good question for us. So, the best places to meet budding writers. I feel strange jumping into Twitter convos with strangers. I mean, yeah.
We all do.
We all do. We all do it, though.
Yeah, you kind of have to.
We're pretty daring social butterflies, though. So, like, and not everybody
What?
Yeah, I don't think I'm a daring social butterfly.
I was going to say, Emma, I think you're talking about you and me, and Kira and Ariel are, like, not on the same, like, I feel like Emma and I are extroverts and you two are introverts.
Yeah.
I'm an introvert, yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, that's what Twitter's meant for, honestly. If you're not jumping into conversations with strangers, you're not actually really tweeting. You're just kind of, like, saying things into a void. You kind of have to, like, you have to find people to talk with for it to be social. So,
or I mean, like, sometimes, like, they open things up for you. Like, there's chats. Like, we have our Chapter 1Con chats. There's, like, we need diverse book chats. And then, like, they're welcoming strangers. So, you know.
yeah.
What you're doing right now is exactly correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, good job.
Yeah.
Other ways to do it, I think, are to, like, find cool hashtags that get popular and then, like, contribute to the hashtags. And then people will, like, favorite and like your hashtag and then follow you. And then you can, like, be like, oh, that was funny. I liked that. You know, like, just it's not even, like, interrupting a conversation. It's just, like, commenting on someone else's work.
Yeah.
And then, of course, other things like Figment and NaNoWriMo and, like, word wars for NaNoWriMo and things like that are all
Yeah,
Really, really
Figment
good.
can be pretty good. Yeah, there's a community over in Figment that like I used to be part of and then kind of left, but they're still there and they always talk about stuff in their like forums and they
Yeah.
have groups and writing groups. So like you can just go on there. Yeah.
See, when every time you guys talk about Figment, I never associated Figment with writing. Figment, for me, is the Disney little purple dragon who sings the obnoxious song.
Yeah.
So, every time you guys say Figment, I like cringe because my siblings love singing that song on repeat.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, they just pick a great name.
I hear Figment and I hear the big red F.
Yeah.
That sounds horrible, but it's like that's like the logo.
Okay.
Yeah, the
All
logo.
right. So next question, Rachel Stevenson. We love you. She's what she wrote on Twitter. Her question is, would you say having a Twitter is crucial to finding an agent? I don't know.
Maybe not crucial.
Not crucial, but helpful. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. None of us
You
have an
have-
agent.
Yeah.
Yes, a lot of agents do have Twitters, and it's a great way to get to know an agent and decide if you think maybe you'd be a good fit with them. Like if they don't like tick you off right away. But I don't know. I don't have an agent, so
Yeah. We're not the crew to ask that question. Maybe we'll ask that question at the actual conference.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
our
Or,
agents,
like even if
but-
Christina was here.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah, ask Christina.
I know I've just started following a lot of agents on Twitter and like getting to learn their names. It's a nice way to like subliminally like learn stuff about people
Oh, it really is.
before that information is like necessary to me. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's where we're all at in our journeys right now. I'm sure
No agents.
there's someone out there that can answer that question.
Tear.
So we have another question from Rachel, and this one was, do you think fandoms wouldn't be so big if social media didn't exist? That's a good one.
To be honest, I've actually heard a lot about old-fashioned fandoms where they would like mail each other letters and fan fictions and whatever. And like they had like fan magazines. Yeah, like the Star Wars fandom was huge.
Okay, that's awesome.
That's adorable.
Boys and fangirls. Fandoms. But like it's helped a lot, obviously, by the internet. Yeah.
Could you imagine sending someone a letter about the season finale and being like, "Oh my gosh," in a letter?
I read this crazy article about old-fashioned fangirls because like people thought that literature was dangerous for women because women started reading like romance fiction and were getting like physically like worked up over the fiction.
Over their ships.
Like they were fangirling too hard, and so their husbands were like, "We need to take the books away from them. It's hurting their hearts. Like it's gonna give them heart attacks."
Maybe they were onto something, honestly. Like my life is ruined by my fandom.
Oh, I know.
Burn the men! Burn
I know.
them!
I just read a really good book last night, and like my dad came in and asked me why I wasn't asleep because I was up like 30 minutes past my bedtime, just sitting there holding this book, squealing about it. Like fandom has ruined my life.
Yeah.
We have one more
so beautiful.
question from Miss Emily Reeves. So at Emily M. Reeves on Twitter again. Hi. Nice to meet you. Favorite Twitter hashtag on writing? Hashtag Ch1Con. Also, love the discussion about social media giving you a broader worldview. Thanks. So, what's your favorite Twitter hashtag? This is a good one to end on, I think.
Hashtag
Exactly.
Ch1Con.
Hashtag Chapter1Con.
Yes.
Most important hashtag, though, I don't know.
Agreed. I really liked hashtag Very Realistic YA. Like, that was the most exciting thing for me. Mostly because, like, I was on a road trip when that happened, when that got really big, and I was texting John at the time.
Yeah, he was John.
And I had just gotten his phone number. We were just texting about random stuff, and he was like, "Wow, this hashtag I made is getting a lot of like traction." And I was like, "Wait, what?" And I went on, and it was like it exploded.
Oh, it seriously exploded
in an afternoon. It was so great.
It was
That
crazy.
was so crazy, yeah.
I feel like I met a lot of people that night because I was in my hotel room, like in Georgia, on like an overnight going down to South Carolina. And I was like tweeting all these new people and getting really into this crazy hashtag and stuff. It's my sister in the background.
And my sister decided to pop in too.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry.
This is Indigo.
Hi, Brett's sister. Oh, no, she's leaving. Come here. Come say hi to Brett's sister.
Say hi.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Hi.
This is Indigo. I think she was coming to tell me that dinner's ready.
Actually, I was coming to tell you that we had the best shells ever, and do you want us to
She's coming to brag about how good dinner was. Yes, if you want to bring me some. Or put some aside. Thank you. Sorry.
I've heard no tell dinner in my household, but I'm sure it's waiting for me.
Yeah, I think I told them to bring me some. So, what are we talking about? Favorite
All right,
Twitter hashtags?
Yeah,
Hashtags.
and more before we are done.
Yeah, I love hashtag Ch1Con, of course. Chapter 1 con.
Yeah.
I love am writing and am plotting and am revising. One of my favorites is hashtag procrastinating, just because I use that one too much. I don't know if anybody else actually uses it. That's just something I use. But to find people, yeah, Ch1Con and am writing. And then another cool thing about hashtags is you can create one for your own story. I know that we didn't really dig into this, but if you create a hashtag that like no one else uses, it can be yours for your story, which is really cool when you're going back and looking at things from your own story. So you can see everything you tweeted about that one in the long run. So yeah, that's probably my favorite thing with hashtags.
Agreed. Hashtag own voices, I know, got big a while ago, and I think people still update it pretty regularly. That's a big deal for finding good book recommendations, especially when you're looking for books that like are more than books from a specific perspective, like very specifically from that actual perspective. So that's a good one. Trying to think of another. Yeah, that's pretty much.
Query tips is good, Kara. Yeah.
Query tips.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
tips
That's a good one.
MS.
you could add it on
well.
What
The
was
like
that one?
manuscript wish list.
Oh yeah, MS wish list. Yep,
Yep,
I
that's
love
good.
that one.
Is that one for agents specifically, or no?
Yeah. So the agents tweet about what they want to see on hashtag MS wishlist, and then you can query them and be like, hey, I saw on hashtag MS wishlist that you wanted this book, and my book happens to fill that. So, it's really handy when you're querying.
Yeah.
Which I'm not yet, but I will be soon. So.
Oh, one really cute
Also
thing
could be
here
good
before
for
we go off. Rachel just shared a picture of her and her sister.
I know.
Oh,
I know.
Ariel, you need to get your sister in here. Or are you at school?
she would love that. She would love the attention. But,
I know, like, we've all had sisters here now, haven't we?
yeah.
Except Ariel.
I have brothers.
Yeah, well, I
Ariel.
think my sister's taking a shower. She's going to be so disappointed. She'll be like, I could have been famous.
Well, we can't actually see you either, so.
That's true. Good point.
Bummer.
Like, I can't see my beautiful
You don't
face.
have a sister, I don't think, do you?
I only have 2 little brothers.
Yeah.
Oh,
They were
and I
good.
feel your pain.
All right. Well, I think that pretty much wraps it up. I think that we've covered a lot. We started a little late. I'm really sorry about that, but I'm really glad you guys joined us. I had a really fun time. Make sure to keep checking the blog for updates on when we do these things, especially these in the Twitter chats are awesome. Follow us on social media.
Yep.
Ch1Con on Tumblr, at Ch1Con on Twitter.
At
That's our
CH, the
And-
number 1.
Yes. CH1Con.
CH number 1, con.
Yes.
I have a thing to say. I have a thing.
Oh,
thing.
Say the thing.
Okay. My thing is that on the Ch1Con Twitter, if you go to lists, we have a list of the Twitter handles for all of our team members, all of our speakers, and of all of our friends.
Yep.
Yeah, we've got lists. So,
Cool.
Yeah, cool. Awesome. We should tweet a link to that or something.
Well, that's been excellent. Is there anything else I need to add before we go off? Or should we say goodbye?
I don't think so.
I think that's pretty much
register for the conference.
Yes.
Yes, register.
Yes.
Because
It was incredible. You should come.
Do it for hurry, fast, go.
Yes. It's cheaper now, so go do it.
Yes.
You will love it.
Love you all. Goodbye.
Bye.